This retrospective is a little late, but that's because I wanted to wait until E3 was over so it didn't get overshadowed. So, this month celebrates one of the more obscure RPG franchises out there. The Glory of Heracles, or Heracles no Ico, series started way back on the Famicom. Tojin Mako Den, Heracles no Ico, the first game, launched on June 12, 1987. It's a simple little Dragon Quest type RPG based on Greek mythology. True to its name, it follows the exploits of Heracles, or as he's more commonly known in the Roman sense, Hercules. That's only the case for the first and Game Boy game, however. For the rest of the series, he becomes a supporting cast member, more or less, but the emphasis throughout is still based on Greek mythology. Speaking of other entries, it's important to note that only one game of 6 ever left Japan. That was Glory of Heracles, which released on the DS in 2010 in North America. It's also worth mentioning that this was the last entry in the series as well, and the first in almost 2 decades. Needless to say, it was a weird series for Data East to make, but one still worth preserving in the annals of our industry. That's why I love doing these retrospectives. It makes me go down and experience a lot of things that I would have otherwise missed. And I'm not the only one either. There's a dedicated group of fans that have translated a number of these titles so that everyone can experience them, because, again, 5 of these games you cannot get outside of Japan. Before we get into that, let's quickly run down those titles. After the first game, we have Heracles no Ico 2, Titan no Metsubo, which released on December 23rd, 1989 for the Famicom. Next, we have Heracles no Ico 3, Kamigami no Chinmoku, released on April 24th, 1992 for the Super Famicom. Next, we have Heracles no Ico Ugo Kidashi da Kamigami, released December 27th, 1992 for the Game Boy. Next, we have Heracles no Ico 4 Kamigami Kara no Okiyomono, released on October 21st, 1994 for the Super Nintendo. And as I alluded to before, Glory of Heracles, which released on May 22nd, 2008 in Japan, and as I said, January 18th, 2010 for North America, and that was for the DS. And remember when I said fans translated a number of them? Well, actually, they translated almost all of them. The only game that they didn't is the first game. While it would be interesting to play in English, it is, of course, the most basic out of everything in this series. After playing every single one of these, just for a little bit, of course, I did not beat any of them, but I highly recommend you checking them out. Of course, you got to go through down a little bit seedier means through emulation to play these translated versions. Of course, you can also buy the actual DS copy in North America, which actually isn't that hard to track down if you go to the right website. And I do highly recommend it. There's no other RPG, to my knowledge at this point, that goes through Greek mythology. There's actually not that many games that go through it in general. Of course, we have God of War, and that's pretty much the big example in today's landscape. So if you're looking to get some God of War in an RPG style, you should definitely check out Glory of Heracles. For now, I wish Glory of Heracles a very happy 30th anniversary, and hopefully we'll see you return someday soon. Did you know that was a ReActionExaminer video? If you liked it, you should subscribe to me to keep up with everything that I'm doing. Also, if you have some other interests, like sex for example, check out Tomops, which is a comedy sex podcast thing wherein my best friend and I check out the weird and abnormal and the erotic. And of course, you should support me on Patreon because, hey, I want to make the channel better and I want your help to do so. Plus, if you want to check out my writing, check out Game Jerk, where I have archives and new stuff for all projects, okay? You can find all the stuff and more in the description with the links below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time.